How do demographers forecast regional population? Imagine trying to predict how many people will live in a certain part of the country 10 or 20 years from now. It might sound tricky, but demographers have clear methods to do this. They look at three main things that change a population: how many babies are born, how many people die, and how many move in or out of the area. These are called fertility, mortality, and migration. By studying these, they can make educated guesses about future population sizes and structures. First, they gather all the current data they can find. This includes age, gender, and total population numbers from sources like the United States Census Bureau. They use this as a starting point. Then, they look at trends over time to see if birth rates are rising or falling, if death rates are changing, and how migration patterns are shifting. For example, if more young families are moving into a city, the population might grow faster. Next, they make assumptions about how these rates will change in the future. They consider factors like new policies, economic conditions, and health trends. If birth rates are decreasing, they might expect fewer children in the future. If migration is increasing because of job opportunities, they will factor that in. These assumptions help build a picture of what might happen. One common tool they use is called the cohort-component model. This model looks at groups of people by age and gender. It applies the assumed birth, death, and migration rates to each group. For example, they estimate how many women of childbearing age will give birth, and how many people of each age are likely to die. This helps them see how the population will change over time. To make sure their predictions stay consistent across different areas, demographers often use constrained models. These models ensure that the sum of smaller areas like counties adds up to the larger regional forecast. They also sometimes use the housing unit method, which looks at how many houses are built and occupied, and how many people live in each household. This is especially useful in areas where housing development influences population growth. Demographers also adjust their forecasts for unusual events. For example, a sudden economic boom or a housing freeze can change migration patterns unexpectedly. They update their models to reflect these changes, making their predictions more accurate. Forecasts are usually made for 5-year periods. They might include details like age, gender, race, and ethnicity. These detailed projections help planners and policymakers prepare for future needs, such as schools, hospitals, and transportation. They understand that these forecasts are not perfect predictions but well-informed estimates based on the best data available. In the United States, regional population forecasts relying heavily on data from the Census Bureau and other surveys. They analyze migration trends between states and within metropolitan areas. They also consider fertility and mortality rates specific to different populations. Smaller-scale projections are created for cities and counties to support local planning. All in all, forecasting regional population is about combining current data with statistical models. These models simulate how births, deaths, and migration will shape the population over time, considering local conditions and recent trends. It's a careful process that helps communities plan for the future with greater confidence.